Have you ever heard of a zombie fungus? It sounds like something straight out of a horror film, but I assure you it is entirely real. This incredible fungus has the power to take control. It seizes the minds and bodies of insects, turning its unsuspecting victims into mere puppets. A tiny, unseen master pulling all the strings. Nature, in its boundless variety, can be truly surprising. And sometimes it is wonderfully, captivatingly strange. These remarkable fungi have a proper scientific name. They belong to a group called Ophiocordyceps. They are, in essence, highly specialized parasites. This means they must live on, or indeed in, another creature. This creature, the unfortunate host, is vital for the fungus. The fungus depends utterly on its host to survive, and crucially to spread its own kind, its spores. Its entire existence is dedicated to this cycle of reproduction, a life driven by a singular powerful purpose. So why do we call them zombie fungi? The name is rather fitting, you see, because the infected insect loses all semblance of control. Its normal instinctive behavior simply vanishes. It begins to act in the most peculiar ways that only benefit the fungus, never itself. The insect moves as if in a deep trance. It is a truly eerie spectacle to observe in the wild, nature presenting its very own miniature horror show. There is not just one kind of this fungus. Oh no, there are many, many different types. Hundreds of distinct Ophiocordyceps species actually exist, and each one is often incredibly specific. It usually targets only one particular type of insect. One fungus might exclusively infect a certain ant species. Another could specialize in a specific kind of beetle. This precise specialization is quite remarkable indeed. It reveals nature's intricate, interconnected web of life, and its sometimes rather unsettling creative solutions. Let us now turn our gaze to an ant, a common and rather tragic victim for these fungi. Imagine an unsuspecting ant foraging through the forest litter. A tiny, almost invisible fungal spore lands upon its body. This is the very beginning of a slow, sinister takeover. The spore itself is minuscule, almost weightless, but it carries a deadly potential for the ant. The ant, of course, has no inkling of the danger. Its fate is sealed by this chance encounter. The spore, once attached, begins its patient work. It starts to grow, to germinate on the ant's cuticle. It then produces enzymes to make a tiny hole. It carefully drills through the ant's hard outer shell. Once inside, the fungus truly begins to spread. It grows like an intricate network of fine threads. These delicate threads are known as mycelia. They weave throughout the ant's body cavity, consuming non-vital tissues, but keeping it alive for now. The fungus then undertakes a most extraordinary feat. It starts to change the ant from within. It releases a complex cocktail of special chemicals. These potent compounds directly affect the ant's brain. The poor ant starts to behave in a very strange manner. It abandons its nest, its fellow colony members. It is compelled to climb aimlessly up a plant stem. This is certainly not what a healthy ant would do. The fungus is now firmly in command. The ant climbs driven by an unseen force. It ascends to a very specific, predetermined spot. Often, this is the sheltered underside of a leaf. The height above the ground is just right for the fungus. The humidity and temperature there are also perfect. The ant then performs one final chilling act. It bites down with all its remaining strength into the leaf. This is the infamous death grip, a fatal embrace. The ant perishes. The fungus prepares to fruit and thrive. Mankind has been aware of these peculiar fungi for a long time. Long before modern scientists began their detailed studies. Indigenous communities living deep within tropical rainforests knew of them. They would have observed insects with these strange, stalk-like growths. Insects frozen in unusual, often elevated, deathly poses. This rich, ancient knowledge is incredibly important. It so often provides the first clues for scientific discovery. Observations and stories passed carefully down through many generations, a testament to humanity's keen eye for nature's oddities. The first formal scientific descriptions came much later. This was during the great explorations of the 19th century. A renowned naturalist, a contemporary of Charles Darwin. His name was Alfred Russel Wallace, a brilliant observer. He encountered these fungi during his travels in the Amazon basin. He meticulously collected insect specimens bearing these fungal stalks. He sent these curiosities back to museums in Europe. Scientists there were utterly amazed and intrigued by them. These organisms were truly bizarre, unlike much else known. Early scientific studies attempted to understand these finds. What exactly was this fungus, this strange growth? Which specific insect did it choose as its host? It became clear quite quickly that the fungus killed its host, but precisely how it controlled the insect's behavior remained a deep puzzle. With the advent of more powerful microscopes, they saw more. They could finally peer inside the infected insect's body. The extent of the fungus's internal invasion became a bit clearer. A picture of slow, methodical colonization emerged. Today, research into these fungi is remarkably advanced. Scientists now employ a wide array of sophisticated tools and methods. DNA sequencing helps to accurately identify the many fungal species. Powerful electron microscopes reveal the tiniest, most intricate details. They can even analyze the complex chemicals involved, the very compounds the fungus uses for its mind control. The story of these fungi becomes ever more detailed, and perhaps, with each new discovery, even more chilling. The secrets of these puppet masters are slowly being unveiled. What is it about these fungi that makes them so utterly fascinating? It is surely their almost unbelievable precise ability to manipulate another living creature with such devastating accuracy, to control it so completely, all for their own reproductive needs. This astonishing level of behavioral control is quite rare in nature. It truly makes one pause and think deeply, even about the seemingly simple lives of the smallest insects. Nature's strategies for survival are wonderfully, endlessly diverse, and sometimes they are quite astonishing in their complexity. The creepy or frightening aspect is also quite undeniable. Imagine, if you will, an organism completely taken over. Its body no longer its own, but a vessel for another. Its actions dictated not by its own will, but by an invader. It is the very stuff of nightmares of science fiction tales. Yet, this extraordinary drama happens in real life. Every single day, in forests and jungles around our world, a hidden, silent, microscopic struggle for dominance unfolds, a tiny terror working its strange magic. These fungi, despite their macabre methods, also play a role. They are an important part of their natural environment. They can help to regulate insect populations effectively, preventing any single species from becoming overwhelmingly common. They are, in their own unique way, part of nature's intricate balance. Even if their particular ways seem rather harsh to us, they contribute to the overall health and diversity of the forest, a vital, if somewhat grim, participant in the ecosystem. Their influence, though often unseen, is significant. Studying these zombie fungi is incredibly valuable for science. We learn a great deal about the world of parasites and the complex, evolving relationships they have with their hosts. We gain insights into evolution's often surprising and inventive paths. It reveals to us nature's hidden chemical warfare and wonders. Understanding these tiny terrors helps us to see more clearly the almost unimaginable variety of life here on Earth, and the constant, often brutal yet beautiful struggle to survive. Nature is full of such marvels if we only look closely.